At least I have pizza rolls. It's hot in here. Oh, I drink all my drink. Thanks, you girl. I can't sit for this. Let's dance. Muns. Come on, bro. Get in your fucking spot. I need my drink. Oh, you get up for that, do you? I gotta go feed my dog too, real quick. Orly, are you hungry, baby? You, baby, go for it. It's all for you. I'll egg it.
Barron goes on a little bit of a rant. He's talking about these people being monsters. I like this rant a lot, I gotta say, because he makes a good point about. He's making a good point about the audio. Okay, going back to the whole audio thing, he makes a great point.
Allstate.
About that.
But you want to get your bus.
Why it is so important.
You want to get your bus retitled in.
Why it's so.
Delaware.
What it really shows about
Vermont or Delaware. And the fact get your bus retitled in Vermont or Delaware, and then go through the Allstate and use it up one of those. Like, there's this like mailing company you can use. So your physical address is, I can't remember if it's Vermont or Delaware. You'll have to look in the forums. But you set your home base as Vermont or Delaware. You can have this mailing company. They'll mail you your mail wherever in the country you are.
People are trying to figure out what happened.
And that's where you receive your like important business stuff.
You think
it's a loophole.
Their decision is to torture those people. Is to torture those people, torture the public. They want to own the people searching into Charlie's death.
Look into it. Look on the forums.
I find that disgusting.
It's the best way.
I find that disgusting. I think if Charlie knew his death was being used as a football by Blake Neff and Erica Kirk and Andrew Culver, and that they thought this was great. They thought this was hilarious. You know, they get behind the scenes and they clink glasses. We're owning them. We got this video and they would put this thing to bed. But why would we? We're having so much fun. I think if Charlie came back, he'd be like, having fun with what, guys? Your death. You talking about when my neck exploded in front of like 3,500 people? Yeah. You think that's fun and game? That's fun to you? This is fun to you? People are trying to figure out what happened and you're intentionally keeping the issue alive when you could just put it to bed? Because I think if people really believe, that there are a huge chunk of people who, if they truly believe Charlie wanted Erica in charge, then they would stop investigating the death.
Right here.
That's true. But also, if Charlie did come back and stepped into a room with those three clinking glasses or whatever the heck they would be doing, the first reaction would be...
She wanted to get on her pillow, but she was afraid of it sliding.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What the heck?
I mean, the first reaction. Erica would be on her knees. They made me do it. They made me. They told me I had to. I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to be with you. I love our kids. I don't know where they are.
Thanks, Rites of Spring.
I love them. I didn't want to do this. And just flooded them. You'd be like, God damn it. You'd be like, damn it. You can't do this, Charlie. Charlie would be like, oh, you guys, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Andrew started talking in an Israeli accent. I had to do this, you understand? It is all just politics. It is never personal. Never. Okay? Okay? Quiet, twink boy. Twink boy, quiet. It was never personal. I'm so sorry. You know? Blake just screaming. Blake just screaming and wetting himself. Both his legs in the air. I knew we shouldn't have done this. I'm kidding. They didn't do anything. Andrew is American as apple pie. Okay? Like the apple pie from the movie American Pie.
The one that has the hole in it?
He's as American as that apple pie. Right? Everybody.
Her name is Money.
So he doesn't have.
Her name is Money Bunny.
Okay. He doesn't have one. I promise.
Hold on, I have a
just
piece of pizza in my nose, apparently.
And Erica knows where her kids are. You saw that picture, right?
What is that smell?
Kids with their face covered. That's where they are. That's scary.
My incense just like the last of it broke off and landed in the wax, so it scared me.
Let's go back. You guys got me warmed up. Now I want to go into comedy mode. You know, you got me warmed up. Now I'm heckling myself. my own podcast here. I mean, it's not all of them. It's not 100% of people investing.
I forgot I set my
It's a
candy
sizable
bar
percentage
down
of
yesterday
people
on
that
that
are
roll of toilet
investigating
paper. It
because
fell
they
down
believe
inside the
Kirk
roll of toilet paper. When I moved the roll of toilet paper, a fucking candy bar fell out. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a turd or something. I was like, how did a turd get here? Why is a turd falling? Oh yeah, it's the chocolate.
I've got to get out of this
Chocolate
situation.
bar. Durr.
And if you have the evidence to put
Dude,
that
guess
theory
what I
to bed
did? Golden Mom.
and are intentionally torturing people, and that's fun to you? That's fun and games to you?
I bought a brand new Apple Pencil because I looked it up and it said all the new Apple, I have an iPad Pro, okay? It has the magnetic charging, so it should have worked with the new Apple Pencil, but guess what? It doesn't work with the new Apple Pencil. So
You're like a crazy woman on a train with a knife.
now I have to return this Apple Pencil. I was going to give my son my Apple Pencil.
I have ever seen.
I'm pretty
My
bummed.
impression of him screaming and urinating on himself, way more respectful.
Pretty
than what
bummed.
Barry just did. I mean, the
Nope,
most
did not
disrespectful
rearrange the bus.
impersonation of a person. I mean, my officer
I mean,
Tatum
not
said,
in a long
"That's
time.
on point. This was so disrespectful."
It's been a
I
couple
commend
months
him for that.
since like March.
Charlie would think that's
I
hilarious.
installed this in March.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I don't think Charlie would find humor in his death. I don't think Charlie would find humor in the fact that he has now a 3 and a 1-year-old who are going to grow up without him. That will never remember living. That will never remember hugging him or kissing him. That will never remember
Baron, you're gonna make yourself cry.
having him read a book to them, saying prayers with him, coming home after a work vacation and then running up to him and hugging him. They'll never remember that. And that's funny to you? That's funny? That's what you find humor in? That's what you find is hilarious? Blake? Andrew? Eric? You think it's worth keeping the issue alive that you guys claim is so damaging and so devastating to Charlie's legacy? And you could put it to bed for a great number of people by just releasing the video. But you're not going to, because you want to keep this for what purpose? To make it look bad? That's funny to you? You think that's great? You think that's good strategy? Tyler? This is funny. I think it's
So
monstrous.
like
I think anyone who has access to that video
tired.
and could put to bed the issue of whether or not Charlie Kirk truly intended Erica, at least in August, the month before he died, that he wanted Erica to take over the organization, and you could put it to bed tonight and you're choosing not to, I think you're a monster. Blake, you're a monster. Andrew, you're a monster. Erica, you're a monster.
I don't want to have my drink
you're a
open
monster.
nearby, but if
you
I put it
know
somewhere
this
else, I'm
video
gonna
exists,
forget about it.
and you know there are people who would watch that video and go, well, I guess I was wrong. And I'll tell you why that's important.
Sprayed up my nose.
Man, yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep. There's layers to that, you know. Man, you got to think about that. He's really on point. He's really on point with that. They could put it to bed, but they're not. They're using it as strategy. You know, Candace is known to hold information for certain points, and you know, you guys all know. I don't have to tell you. But it doesn't even seem like that's what they're doing. Actually, for sure, that's not what they're doing. It's almost like doing that little thing with the 2 seconds was like they're trying to rage bait you. Is that what Daisy said? Rage bait? That's almost what it seemed like they were trying to do. And I think Baron's on point with the whole like wanting to own them. And we're gonna own these guys. Like they're getting swept up in internet culture rather than just, you know, showing and proving. And then also having this stance at the same time as they release that little clip. And you have Blake say, well, what do you know? At the same time, they're saying, we don't have to prove anything to you guys. It's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating, I would imagine. You know? And why are they doing that? I mean, the first thing is, you know, Baron takes us to a very dark place. And then the second place is like, is there no video? Which even takes it to a darker place. Or was it a joke? Either way, it's very dark. And then the question becomes, why are you doing that? Let's say it was real and it was a joke. Well, then why are you making it seem like it wasn't a joke and that it was real and that he really wanted that? And then if you go to the fact that it's AI, well, then why are you making an AI video and telling people it's real? Why are you doing this? It's weird. It gets really weird.
I had this conversation, I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. It was yesterday. I had this conversation yesterday with somebody. And I said, and I very seriously meant it. If they had not appointed Erica in what looked like opposition to Charlie's wishes, I don't think people would be investigating it right now. I don't know that I would be. I don't know that you guys would know who I am. Because everything Charlie said publicly was that he wanted Erica home raising his kids. He didn't want Erica in the workforce. That women should only be in the workforce, they have to be. And she didn't have to be. She's rich. She's rich. She's worth tens of millions of dollars. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That woman is rich. And if she could be at home raising her kids, I think that's exactly where Charlie would have wanted her. That's what he said time and time and time and time again. But, and so when you take all those words of Charlie and you say, yeah, but we're going to put Eric in that position, you're going, whoa, this looks like she's doing it in opposition of his wishes. And if she's doing it in opposition of his wishes, what really happened on September 10th? Who was involved? Who knew about it? Who was in on it? Who stood to gain? Like, all the questions naturally start bubbling to the surface.
Very true. Very true. Makes me think of this.
It is the most important task an individual can take. Period. I think it is so... I'm sorry to interrupt you. I mean that. It is so nasty and so wrong. Stay-at-home moms are heroes, and we need more stay-at-home moms in this country, not less. Okay. It is the most important task.
You know, just because I thought of that thing that Barron said about opposition of what he actually wanted. Seems like it. I mean, it seems like Charlie really liked stay-at-home. You know, early in this whole investigation, early, I would say often that we had the same type of values. Like, I don't do this. I do this because I love this, but I also do it because I needed, even before I knew I would be doing this, I wanted my wife to stay at home with the kids. And I wanted to be a very present father. So I wanted it so, you know, I do this.
Yeah, I bet you have been having a good time with it.
And I stay with them.
It's a whole lot of fun. Especially if you already have a history in art. See, I didn't. I've never made art or drawn or anything before I got that.
By the grace of God, we got that. And I always felt like Charlie and I were very similar in that belief. That is where a woman is going to do best, because no one can nurture children like a woman can. You know, guys, we have our we can try, but we can't do what they can do. We do a different thing when we're with our kids or we're cuddling our kids. We do a different thing. There's a different chemical in everything that happens when a woman, a mother, does that for her kids and takes care of them and is around. I've said this before. The mother, being there, she is the scaffolding of the adult, the human being that the child or children is going to be. So the more she's around, obviously the better. The less she's around, that scaffolding becomes. You ever seen some crappy scaffolding up? You don't even want to walk near it. I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to cash in on that scaffolding. Someone's going to bump into that. Something's going to fall on them. You know? That's the thing. I can hear it happening right now. You know? I don't know. I felt like we were always similar in that respect. And I always found it odd that he would have her do that, be in that position. You know, I always make jokes about it. I'd never have. She's never going to be in front of this camera doing this for me. It doesn't even make sense. I felt like we were in the same level of our faith, Charlie and I. He knew far more about it. He could explain it way better. But I felt like we were at the same level of conservative value in that sense. I always felt that. So, it's just weird. It's very, very weird. Very, very, very weird. Here, I'll play a little bit more of this. We gotta move on.
But if we knew for sure that Charlie was like, yeah, generally speaking, I do want women to stay home and raise their kids. Generally speaking, if possible. There are scenarios in which it's not possible, like poor women, single mothers, poor families that need to for whatever reason. Maybe the husband gets disabled and the wife has to go work. So sometimes it happens. But generally speaking, I want a woman home. But there's one exception. And let's say we heard this out of his voice. There's one exception. My organization, I don't trust anyone else to run it. And I know she's up to the task, and I would like her to do it. Well, that takes that entire motivation off the table. She's no longer usurping the organization. She's just filling out his wishes. I think there are a lot of people that in that situation would go, okay, what are we talking about here? I mean, yeah, it's still a little weird with the whole Tyler Robinson thing. And yeah, 30-6 probably should have blown a drive-through window out of the back of his neck. And yeah, there's this whole little thing about where's his body? Did they cremate it? And did they bury it? And why won't they tell us? And yeah, there's still all these little weird things that pop up about, was the Andrew Colvett in Santa Barbara or was he not when the shot happened, or was he like on his way to the airport? Didn't know ahead of time. Why did his phone die? There's this whole thing about why did Mikey turn around and walk away so fast? As soon as he heard the bang, he's gone. Why didn't Brian Hartpole react at all? Why did Dan Flood step forward and give the third base steal sign? I mean,
There'd still be so many questions. I guess the only question wouldn't be, the only question that you wouldn't have is about Erica. You wouldn't be questioning her at all in this whole thing. Interesting turn of events. That's all I can say about that, quite honestly. It's just, and it's sad. The whole thing's very, very sad. Very, very sad. Blake and Barron actually got into it a little bit, because Blake said this. Blake said points 1 and 2 are the most important ones here. Everything behind this saga, quote unquote, is because the same people just tell ridiculous lies over and over.
I'm still gonna do it.
Is he talking about him? Can you imagine he was just talking? Imagine he reposted what Andrew said and just started saying this about him. Even when I'm talking about people who I don't agree with, I never try to take the stance of it's just what's happening with them. They're not motivated by truth. They're motivated by malice, and they just have a desire to destroy. I don't know that I have anybody who I cover where I would say that. Anyone that I, poke fun at or anything like that, I don't think I would go to that extent. Even when I was talking about literally, Officer Tatum talking about, I love that these people is losing their lives. I was like, what a crazy statement to say. I still didn't go to, oh, well, he's just completely evil and he's just driven by malice and the desire to destroy. I could easily say that about him, but I didn't. I was like, he's getting too caught up in everything. That was my rationale for when I saw him do that, when I heard him do that. I was like, oh, he's too caught up. He's getting swept away in everything. To just take that stance right away, it's so dishonest. It's a very dishonest stance to take. Very dishonest. And again, I've said this so many times, especially in the past few months, but this is exactly what we would point at the left and mock and criticize. That they would try and do that type of thing to people right away, brand them as just evil, brand them as they would try and brand people as evil. This guy running for president, he's just pure evil. Oh, this guy who's standing in the way of, what do you mean? You need ID to vote? That's disgusting. How dare you? You're just motivated by evil. They would do it all the time. with all sorts of different topics, and it got so played out.
They
And
did that
somehow
on
he doesn't see
purpose so
it's
that
played
when
out
they
there
did it
too.
now, you
This-
wouldn't be able to
this-
really
it's
use
very
that
played out.
excuse. That's the whole point. They set it up. It's
So Baron
T-ball.
had this to say. Cool story.
The Democrats and the Republicans are in on it together. They set each other up
Let's stop
for
using
success.
Charlie's dead body to try to own, quote unquote, Candace Owens, and just release the video in context and put the issue to bed. There you go. So Baron's standing on what he said, right? He didn't just say it in a podcast. He also made sure to say it here. As we can see. Oh, someone said we should chat. Oh, you know who that is? You know this guy? This guy came out recently. He worked for Turning Point. He came out recently, and he was talking about how what they've done to the company is disgusting. And he's been there since like the early days, the very early days, like the Candace days. Yeah, very interesting. I gotta show that at some point. I was just checking to see if Blake actually responded, which he did not. You know, rumor has it that the crew paved over the site are in possession of oil samples taken from the ground where Charlie fell. Let's hope it's true. I don't think that's true, just because somebody else excavated the ground. So those guys wouldn't have access to it. The person who excavated it would. He has a better chance getting an Asian girlfriend before Turning Point releases the full video. Oh my gosh. But I only play that part there. I only read that part off to you because it links exactly to what Baron was saying. It's exactly what he was saying. So, anyway, we end this segment once again just with this.
An individual can take, period. I think it is so, I sorry to interrupt you, I mean that. It is so nasty and so wrong. Stay-at-home moms are heroes, and we need more stay-at-home moms in this country, not less. Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Couldn't agree more.
Some insane stuff just came out about Bricks and Minifigs and the entire McNeff family, which is really, really crazy. Honestly, these are some insane findings, so shout out to the BJC live show.
BJ!
Go watch her video on this. It's like 50 minutes long. She does like a full breakdown and goes into all these documents, and she does it way better than I could ever explain in this like 10-minute video or however long it's going to be. And I don't even fully understand this, I don't think. So I'll summarize what I can and talk about what I can and why I think all these findings matter and what's kind of insane to me. But if you want to watch the full story, definitely go check out her video. I'll leave a link in the comments or in the description. Now, that being said, let's get into this. So basically, what she goes over multiple different documents in this video, and it is insane. Overall, what you need to know probably is it shows that the McNeff family, they kind of have a history with some, shall I say, suspicious and shady business practices, including potential financial misconduct and complex shell structures to shuffle money or evade liability, which kind of parallels what we've been seeing with the whole Bricks and Minifigs controversy. We've seen blame shifting, we've seen different liability things, like trying to take liability off of Bricks and Minifigs for everything that happened with Brian Mansell. I mean, the waters are so muddied by like the franchise agreements and all this legal headache that's going on, like, oh, it's Crystal's fault because consignment wasn't allowed, and just all this insane stuff. All these new findings like directly align with kind of the practices we're seeing nowadays involving this whole controversy, and to me it just lends credibility to the fact that the McNeffs are no strangers to this kind of practice and what they've been doing, and it just really shows they have a history with acting this way and treating people this way. And look, all of this is my opinion and just what I can gather from these findings from this video, so this isn't like, 100% confirmed. All of this is alleged and just my opinion, so take that into account. But yeah, the big headline is Eamon and his brother Matt sued their dad, Daniel McNeff, involving, I don't even want to get into why they sued him and all of that. It's a huge mess. If you want to look at that, you can, again, go watch that full video like I was saying, because it's a lot to get into, and to be honest, I don't know if it's all super relevant to the Bricks and Minifigs controversy, apart from the fact that, again, it shows the McNeff's character and how they conduct legal matters and business and stuff like that, and it's just really, really interesting to see how they've been doing things in the past, and especially when compared to what they're doing now. So with that being said, the company owned by Daniel McNeff, again, Eamon and Matt's dad, called Legally Mine, which I know some of you have heard of. I've seen comments. Basically, I think it's a company helping people legally, helping them maintain assets, stuff like that. But basically, this company, Legally Mine, entered into a purchase agreement to buy several $1 million worth of stock in Bricks and Minifigs Franchising Incorporated. So what I gathered from this is that Legally Mine probably owned the majority of stock in Bricks and Minifigs. So in a way, I think what I can kind of gather from this is Daniel McNeff, I don't know if he still does, but at least at one point, he probably pretty much owned Bricks and Minifigs, and it sounds like Eamon and Matt have just been doing most things with the help of their dad's funds, getting into this whole Bricks and Minifigs ownership, all the franchising, everything like that. And this point is validated even more later, because during the whole lawsuit where Eamon and Matt were suing their dad for, again, some stuff I don't want to get into, but Daniel, in one of these documents, basically stated that his reasoning for not maintaining required stock payments to Bricks and Minifigs, I think that was part of the controversy. So basically, after he made that purchase agreement, he decided to stop making these stock payments to Bricks and Minifigs. And part of the reasoning that he stated for that was he said that Eamon and Matt owned a Bricks and Minifigs location once, and it was never profitable. So essentially, Daniel McNeff was saying that Eamon and Matt are just inexperienced or ineffective business owners.
These guys
So
at Bricks and Minifigs have this scheme where they sue each other to pass the money around.
manage his
It's a
money
huge
so
scheme.
he got out of that entire agreement and stopped making purchases. And to me, that definitely aligns with the story before this, because if the story is that Eamon and Matt have basically been doing all this bricks and minifig stuff using their dad's funds, and then their dad also says that they're not experienced with business and they didn't turn a profit when they owned a store once, it just kind of makes sense that, yeah, they're probably operating mostly off of their dad's money. But the smoking gun in this is definitely the fact that the Legally Mine, company, Daniel McNeff changed the name of it from Legally Mine LLC to LM Old Co. LLC. So like Legally Mine Old Company LLC. And this was done the exact same day that Reckless Ben posted his first part in the Bricks and Minifigs series. And what this does is it lends more credibility to the claim that Daniel McNeff probably at one point, or still does, kind of own or is associated with the entire Bricks and Minifigs franchising company, because why else would he try to distance himself from this controversy by changing the name of Legally Mine to, again, like LM Old Co. LLC? To me, that is him trying to distance himself from Bricks and Minifigs as much as possible in this controversy, and he might have even known that some suspicious things were going on before this whole controversy came out, because he changed the name of his company the same day that Reckless Ben dropped his part 1. And it wasn't too long after either, like the same day. That's not even enough time to gauge whether there's going to be like a huge movement behind this, whether people are going to care, whether it's actually going to affect the reputation of Bricks and Minifigs. So in my opinion, Daniel McNeff definitely knew his sons were maybe up to something, or something involving Bricks and Minifigs was kind of suspicious, and I think he knew that something was going to happen from all of this, so he wanted to distance himself as much as possible, and that is exactly what he did, literally the same day Reckless Ben posted his video. And again, this video, it's like over 50 minutes long. It's insane. I don't even think I'm smart enough to grasp everything she's going over in this breakdown. But yeah, I just went over some of the big points that I gathered from this and what I could see. And to be honest, like I said at the beginning, what this kind of shows, why should you care about this in terms of the Bricks and Minifigs situation? Who cares that their dad owned a company that might have kind of owned Bricks and Minifigs at one point? Who really cares, right? Well, to be honest, to me, it just really sheds a light on the character of Eamon and Matt McNeff, because it seems like the practices they did in the past, I believe all this controversy with their dad was either 2019 or 2021, I don't remember, but a few years ago. So it seems like they have a history of doing business this way, and seeing how they're conducting the entire Bricks and Minifigs controversy now, and then seeing how they handled all this controversy with their dad back then, to me, really sheds a light on
Recently, the commentary YouTuber Riley uploaded a video trying to expose another YouTuber for a lot of different horrific things, and it backfired in ways you would never even imagine. In this video, we'll be breaking down Riley's original video, as well as the responses and overall everything wrong with this situation. So Riley is a a YouTuber I have actually watched before. She has some commentary videos on Melanie Martinez as well as other creators. I will admit I'm not a common viewer of her. I haven't seen like a ton of her videos, but before this, she was very, very well liked in the commentary space. She exposed a lot of different people for a lot of different things. There was that recent situation involving social repos, which I will admit I have not seen any of her videos on him, and he will be included in this video. We'll talk about that later. But before this entire situation, she was seen as a pretty credible source when it came to her information. But recently, she decided to upload a 2-hour-long video on another creator known as Black Friday. And I'm going to be honest, I am not someone who has ever watched Black Friday before, but I did do my research to watch some of her past videos after she responded to the situation because I wanted to know more about her. So in this video, we'll firstly get into Riley's response, and it is a long one, but there's a lot of layers, so just get ready, sit back, let's get started. I love you guys, and you guys know I like to make jokes and make silly, but this video is pretty serious. We will be talking about some things that are very, very, very traumatic and horrific, so I'm not going to try to be insensitive, so I'm not going to make jokes. This is going to be a pretty serious video, and I would appreciate it if you guys would be respectful to everyone involved. As usual, I'm going to try to remain as unbiased as possible. I have kept up with this situation for a long time now, so I have done my research. Do not worry. So with that, let's get started. So obviously it all began when Riley uploaded a 2-hour-long video on Black Friday, exposing her for a lot of different things: racism, abandoning her pets, scamming people. The list went on and on and on. It was a long, long video. The problem was her source wasn't super good. Her source was coming from some random person who claimed to kind of know this information, as well as snark Redditors. And as we know, Redditors just like to make up things. They like to be absolutely nasty, obviously not very reliable sources a lot of the time, but Riley also decided to kind of use that as a source. So there was a lot of problems from the beginning with this video, but it still racked up a lot of views because Black Friday was a pretty popular creator, still is a pretty popular creator, and it ended up getting over 120,000 views. So Black Friday ended up releasing a response. And in this response, Black Friday would have to talk about some things that she was not comfortable talking about, and we're going to be looking at that video right now, and we'll look at the aftermath because the things that happened after this response were honestly beyond insane. So let's look at the response. Because I want to note that Riley did private her original video, and I know that some people have some archives, but I could not find an archive on YouTube. Let me know if you have an archived version.
I generally don't engage in drama, but alright, let's go. So this person has made a deep dive hate video about me, 2 hours long.
A lot of different controversies.
It draws from a source that has guessed a lot of stuff and made a lot of stuff up. It is, as many of the comments say, a nothing burger.
And before Black Friday responded, I actually figured out about this situation from Twitter. Like, I saw a tweet, it had like 180,000 likes. She deleted the original version and re-uploaded it, so it went from 2 hours to like an hour 55 or something, and people were saying she was like making excuses, but it turns out there was an insane reason why she did that, because at the beginning of the original video, she said something that a lot of viewers found kind of questionable, including Black Friday, who would end up calling it out.
It's a boring and botched story of my life. It was such a slog that even I struggled to watch it. But there is so much flat-out bullshit in there, and so many people have seen it, I cannot let it alone. According to Riley's video, I neglect my children, abandoned my pets, am a racist, a scammer, a liar. I believe in free speech, but I also believe in consequences. And I don't believe in slander, which is what this is.
This is actually for Freya directly.
Listen to me very closely. If you attempt to get this video taken down, not only will you bring even more attention to it,
But I will never stop talking about it.
I will make multiple follow-up videos and I will monetize the hell out of it. More attention to it.
But I will never.
So this is the part that she removed, and it seems a little immature, but the reason behind this, which I'm not defending her at all, but the little bit of background to why she said this at the beginning is because, once again, I'm not going to speak on the situation too much because I do not know much about it. It would take hours and hours of research, and I've just been focusing on other topics. But I know that her beef with social repos, they've been kind of going back and forth, and I think that she's like kind of having the same energy from there here. But I can see why people would find this a little bit weird because, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what if someone made a video on you and they're like, you try to take this video down? I will never stop talking about you.
Do not do something stupid It will not bode well for you. I can promise you that.
So obviously not a great way to start your video, saying you're gonna monetize the hell. I also want to say, I've switched my content so many different times, and I know what kind of content Riley makes. It's more of exposed content where you bring up evidence against someone. There's a reason I do where I talk about situations and I don't do this, because this is really risky. Like, if you do it well and you're exposing problematic creators, good for you. If you can do good research, then I guess this is the genre for you. But if you just kind of go off of random things, like, your career will be over so fast. It is a risky genre to do, because once again, like, all it takes is like a very bad source, and just, I don't know why Riley would go off of one source. And obviously I don't think she wanted this type of thing to happen. I don't think she wanted this creator to have to talk about her personal life, but then again, you know, like, it's still the consequence, like, whether or not she intended it.
Starting your video with a threat was really cool and totally not unhinged at all. Sounds like you have way too much free time. Get a better hobby. Okay. Let's address everything, shall we? Every controversy, everything I never explained, every thread I left loose, everything that's been too personal or that I'm scared to talk about and still am. Let's publicly talk about all the painful stuff that I'm not ready to talk about. Traumatic things. Let me bare my soul before you, because I will not have my good name besmirched in such a disgusting way.
And a lot of people apparently told Black Friday originally, don't respond to it, it's just a hey video. But I think that, especially if it's something diving into a lot of different things like racism and abandoning your pets, a lot of personal stuff too, I think it's totally valid that you would respond to this. Like, when people make hate videos on different creators, like, sometimes it's just like, ignore it. If they're calling you cringy or corny or something like that, sometimes it's better to ignore it. Or if they're just clickbaiting and blatantly lying. But if it's a deep dive into your life and you can prove it wrong, like she's about to do, then I think it's best to respond. Like, I fully think that she should, especially with it, because the original video did get 120,000 views. Yeah, you should definitely be responding to that.
Let's do this thing by thing, like bullet points, in no particular order. I swear upon this Bible, and this Satanic Bible, and this Luciferian Bible, I swear upon the integrity of my own soul, that everything I'm going to tell you is true. 100% unfiltered everything. I've absolutely made mistakes and done and said stupid things. I've done things I'm ashamed of and embarrassed about. Of course I have. So have you. So has everyone. It's the best I could do at the time.
The Louvre and Père Lachaise incident.
The Louvre and Père Lachaise, both very famous locations. The fact that you've never heard of the Louvre speaks volumes about your ignorance, but I digress.
She and Nadius entered the Louvre. While inside, Freya was waving a selfie stick around while talking loudly.
Yeah, this source seems to be coming from one person. Because let me tell you, like, YouTubers that do commentary videos get these videos sent to them a lot. Like, I've got a document sent to me. But you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to ignore them, because most of the time it is just some random person who's a little bit too parasocial. Like, usually there is not legitimate evidence. I remember someone sent me an entire document on Discord, like, saying you need to talk about this person. I kind of ignored it because I was like, yeah, I don't want to start something. I didn't see credible evidence. It was just kind of like this. A month later, they DM me. Oh, it turns out that was false. Like, that was just false. You don't need to talk about it. Like, you cannot listen to random people. Like, this is just a random document. Like, it is literally just a random person. There's not really any evidence. There's no clips. There's no links. It's just some random person saying this stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, why? And once again, like, I know that I would be a massive hypocrite to, like, completely, like, hate on Riley. I know she's a human. She makes mistakes. But, like, there's not a single, like, link in this document. Like, there's no evidence. Like, it's just some random person saying this about her. Like, I'm sorry, like, how could this have not backfired more? You know what I mean? Like, there's no links. Like, it's just someone typing a novel, basically, but there's no evidence to prove it. And then, of course, this entire video, like, she just not easily, like, she had to dig through tons and tons of stuff, but, like, of course she's gonna find stuff against this because you just used some random person's opinion. It's basically just them making up things.
Talking loudly.
This is not what happened. We didn't get into the Louvre at all. We only got as far as the entrance. Reasonably.
I
don't know.
Like what?
Your clothes,
What is wrong with my clothes in my hair?
For me, I like it. No, it's not because you're going to put them down.
And here's the Louvre later offering me a VIP tour to make up for it. The story that I told back then is the story. Onision. Yeah, I did used to like Onision's videos.
So now we're moving on to talking about Onision, and I know that I'm pretty sure Riley has talked about Onision in the past, so I guess she's more backed up. I know he's done a ton of controversial things. I know quite a few things about some older YouTubers, but I'm gonna be honest, I think I am a little bit too young to know a lot about him. I haven't watched too many deep dive videos, but I know that he's done a lot of bad things. That's all I'm gonna say.
I didn't know much about him. I thought they were pretty funny and well put together. I didn't like him for long. The more I heard about him, the more I started to think that his I'm a crazy asshole act wasn't a joke. I've never met him, but I understand he is a vile and contemptible person.
One of the comments under this video says that Onision and her, Riley, using Onision, like hanging Onision over Black Friday's head, being like, oh, you used to support this person is insane because he used to be really, really popular. That's what I've seen a lot of people saying regarding this situation. And I suppose, like, there are quite a few YouTubers that now everyone hates that then were like the thing. Like, everyone loved them.
I am a proud Onision historian.
She says she's a historian. I think she has made some deep dive videos on specifically Onision. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen her videos. I know she's privated some. I don't know why. Some videos in general, I don't know about Onision or not, but I have seen, like, because she does make deep dive videos and exposed videos. Like, a lot of the time her deep dive videos are exposed videos, but they can be like 2 to 3 hours long.
And I was there every step of the way.
I wasn't at all.
I've never heard the stories or the rumors about him. You did know the rumors. You're a liar. I don't believe a word you say. You wanted views, and you suck.
I still don't know all the stories about him, so no, I wasn't lying. I, unlike you, have better things to do than obsess over people I don't like.
That's absolute bull. Freya, do you think we're fucking stupid?
Yeah, I kinda do. Why are we still talking about Onision? I stopped caring about him years ago. You should too. Why are you even giving this guy your breath and time?
Onision is just full of spite and literally cannot let anything go ever.
Oh, so kinda like you. The Sophie charity.
So this is kind of just a word against a word, and so, like, obviously it is completely impossible for Black Friday to provide proof that she liked him or didn't like him. I mean, pretty much impossible. But yeah, I mean, there is a chance that she genuinely did not know because he was very popular. Like, there was a time when he was respected from what I've seen in comments and from what I've just seen in general from YouTube. People seem to have liked him at some point, and then he did a bunch of stuff, or maybe that stuff got exposed. Once again, not a historian on Onision, so I can't speak too much on that.
At the time, she was disrespectful to Sophie Lancaster's now dead mother over not being included in a goth influencer calendar for the Sophie charity.
What the actual That never happened.
Again, no links, it's just a document. Like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I've made mistakes. I've said stupid things. I've been nasty. I have my share of I have been a jerk. Like, there's things I hate so much about my content in the past. But, like, it's a document with no links. You're just reading off of a document with no links, no proof. It's just making these claims. Like, it's not even an opinion. It's just like, wouldn't you want to at least look up one of them to try to find something? Because, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you're interested, but then, like, try to find those clips. Like, you could probably find them. And if you can't find them, then it's probably made up. And, like, you're just, like, you're speed running your career. I mean...
Ever communicated, to my knowledge, with Sophie Lancaster's mother, let alone be disrespectful to her. Why would I do that? I was not remotely interested in being in that calendar. The woman who was putting the calendar together, let's call her Renee, because that is her name, had previously written some huge, random, hateful spiel about me and toxic tears. I was aware of her. Long story short, kept hearing that Renee was a terrible person. So
I bet you Renee wrote that letter.
If I could retweet Renee's video. I love the charity, but I was not putting that hateful woman's face on my Twitter. Me being typical me, I didn't reply with my reasons. I didn't get around to replying at all. Here is the entirety of my communications with the Sophie charity ever.
Freya was allowed to stay in Germany for up to 6 months as a visitor.
3 months without a visa, actually.
Her and Matthias had been together for 6 months, so her visitor stay was almost due to end, and they conveniently got engaged. It's eerily convenient timing, okay? I'm just saying.
I had a language learning visa that was good for like a year at that point, so no eerily convenient timing.
The German government figured out that she basically tried to scam their visa system.
As you guys know, I graduated high school recently. I was on the speech and debate team. If you go into a speech and debate round and you have a case and you have no evidence for it, you will be in so much trouble. They will call your cards and you will be kicked out. Like, I feel like in real life, in a commentary space where the line goes between ruining someone's life or not ruining their life or ruining their reputation, you should probably take the time to make sure that there's evidence to support your claims, just like in speech and debate, just like in anything.
Into staying for free, she used her ex-husband to gain citizenship in Germany. Her wedding to him was a sham. He found out and turned her into the German authority.
She's reading random Reddit comments. She's reading, Riley, you cannot go off of a random Reddit comment. You cannot. Redditors are chronically online. A lot of them are genuinely like over obsessed. Like they will drive people to, that's how evil a lot of people, like a lot of Redditors like this are. Like they do not care. They will say nasty things. They will lie. I have seen so many cases of them just saying the most evil and disgusting things. You cannot go off of a random Reddit comment. That's just, I'm sorry, Riley. Like that is, because Riley has made some good videos in the past. Like, I don't know how much she meant harm. I don't want to say she's a terrible person or anything, but like, Riley, you cannot go off of a random Reddit comment.
So, the German government found out I was scamming the visa system. Gosh, I must be devious. And that's why Matthias dumped me. I have never explained why Matthias and I broke up. I do not want to explain it now. I am sick at the thought of it. I am, for some reason, still scared. No doubt he will email me after this, probably with threats, but I will not have this put about. God. I did not explain it online because I knew my followers would probably rain down hate upon him, and I would have to cope with the consequences of that.
And this is one of the worst parts, is that she has to open up about her personal experiences because of this exposed video. And you can tell she's not super comfortable about opening up with it, and it is pretty disturbing. I'm going to give a trigger warning for a discussion of an relationship.
Him being my neighbor still, and I absolutely could not cope with it. At the time of our breakup, I was experiencing the worst mental health of my life. I had panic attacks daily. I couldn't eat or go outside without having panic. I kept waking in the night with my heart hammering. I experienced disassociation for weeks, which was terrifying. If I saw his face, I'd spend the rest of the day in a dissociative waking nightmare. The primary reason we broke up is because he cheated on me in the bathroom at the Gothic Pogo parties. But that wasn't the only reason our relationship had to end. He would throw stuff at me, shout at me, insanely jealous of Barnaby. Every time I was on the phone to someone, he'd say, "Is that your ex?"
And I saw some comments saying that it is misogynistic that Riley said that like she was using him for the visa, and I can see that argument, and this is really sad that she has to share this, because as we know, sharing personal information online, like people, you just sometimes don't want to share it, especially if it's something like this. Like I mean, this is really sad, and I am really horrified that this did happen to her.
He talking shit about me. He locked me on the balcony. He would purposely blast music when I needed quiet for filming. He took so much money from me. Like, I paid the flat deposit. He kept that for himself. He had major anger issues. I tried to help him with this. He got on some meds for a bit, and I remember him reading a book called Rugged Tuft, but he decided he didn't need this. One Mara Luna, he kneed me in the back, and I fell on my hands and knees because I wouldn't have sex with him in a public place. I have a snippet of video from that night, which is nothing really, but it's the only evidence I have of what he was like. He forced me to delete it. I made a copy.
And there had better not be anyone in the comment section under this video being like, "Oh my gosh, she could have left. There were so many signs." Shut up. Like, you just don't understand how relationships work. In situations like this, sometimes it can be hard. Like, it can be hard. You don't see the signs. You don't realize it. It's just a scenario that it's hard to imagine unless you're in it.
Also, I didn't delete it. The police came 2 or 3 times to our flat for domestic violence reports. Our neighbours called the police after one altercation, and a policewoman told me, "You need to leave him." And I just said, "I can't." I never understood why people stay in relationships, but you do feel trapped. I kept thinking, it'll be better when this, it'll be better when that. Can't remember a lot of things now because I try not to think about that. My skin whitening tutorials that I never made.
This is a video where she shows us a formula she made that is meant to, of course, lighten your skin tone.
No, it isn't.
Racist undertones here and promote skin lightening. The racism. Freya does trad goth makeup specifically.
I have no idea what trad goth is. I am not kept up Riley claims that she used to watch It's Black Friday, and a lot of her content has revolved around goth YouTubers and exposing them for being a lot of horrific things and talking about them. So I guess she knows more about like the makeup styles than me, but can someone please tell me what that even is? What is trad goth? What?
Which involves a completely white foundation.
No, a trad goth look does not require white face paint. I've actually scripted an entire video on the subject that I haven't shot yet, and I have probably said 1,000 times, yes, I'm a ginger, I have a lot of freckles, I do not want them. Here is an old photo of me. Your skin is yours to do whatever you want with. I will do whatever I want with my own pheomelanin. Thank you very much.
Because to be clear, colorism is a problem, and I've talked about it before, but what Riley is going off of, I don't know. I think it's a pretty big stretch.
People have melasma, uneven skin tone they want correcting, tan lines. That is a recipe for a nice sugar scrub, with the option of adding lemon and parsley if you want to even out skin tone. So racist. I have never told anyone they need to be paler, not even in that video.
Drama with another online personality named Violet Vixan, and my sources claiming that Freya was refusing to just say Black Lives Matter. If we assume that Violet was just trying to educate her and Freya claimed that she was being harassed and publicly called out by Violet, Freya looks at criticism as harassment.
I do not look at criticism as harassment. I look at bullying as bullying, and this random chick was bullying me, along with one or two friends of hers. I guess she's a bit like you. She just wanted to take me down. She couldn't find proof that I'd actually said or done anything racist, so she had to make something up. I know I screenshotted the conversation.
Wow,
God
this
knows where it is
sounds
now. It was
so
5
much
years ago.
like
I've
those
been looking
fucking
for it.
girls
I
that
scrolled through
tried
over 5 years of Instagram
to harass
messages to find that
me
conversation.
on the
It's
internet.
crazy because like the fact that Riley didn't research has made this YouTuber have to do so much like going through old messages, going through all this stuff because of the lack of research done in the original video.
She's long gone, so it looks like this now. But I told her what I'm about to tell you. Put your hateful energy into attacking someone who is actually a problem. Of course, Black Lives Matter. Duh. I've never felt the need to tell my followers not to be racist because I assume they already know that. I don't need to point out, hey guys, I'm not a racist. I prefer to just go about my life not being one. Whatever color you are, if you're a good person, you're a good person. Let's be friends. Likewise, a bully is a bully, and I do not tolerate bullying.
Freya's best friend and bandmate had tragically taken his life.
Okay, this might be kind of petty, but I do not
bitch.
like the way that she said that. I know this is petty. Had tragically taken his life.
And bandmate had tragically taken his life.
Even if you're making an exposed video, even let's say Black Friday did all these things, have a little respect. Come on.
Why did you keep bringing up my mate's death? Why? Is it so you can pretend to be an empathetic and caring person?
I don't think she seemed very empathetic when she said it. Like it's just like I hate.
Returning to New Zealand, or how long I wouldn't be there. My black rescue cat Thanatos was rehomed with my friend Martin, who has been amazing with him. Thanatos is still thriving. The budgies were rehomed with a lady called Amanda. We agreed I'd take them back if I was going to move back to Germany, but otherwise they were hers. Moon, the cat I loved enough to save up thousands of dollars to fly from New Zealand to Germany to be with me. God, I've explained this so many times.
Again, I'm sorry, like, where is the proof for the claims that Riley is making? Like, I don't mean to be too harsh or anything. I want things to be unbiased. Everyone makes mistakes. I'll probably do something stupid many different times in the future, but like, where was the proof for this claim? Like, who is this person? Is it her sister making this claim? Like, where is the ethos? Isn't that what it's called? Ethos. Because there's the ethos, pathos, logos. Ethos, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's when, like, someone has credibility. Where is this person's credibility? Like, they need a little credibility here.
A friend of mine offered to take her in. She had lots of cats. She cares deeply about animals. She had a house beautifully set up for cats, including a patio. I trusted her, and I knew Moon Moon would be safe and loved with her. And I would pick her up when I had a long-term living arrangement sorted. You can't just fly around the world with a cat, by the way. Oh, and, Moon Moon was a girl. I went home to New Zealand and I only intended to be there for a few months, but then COVID happened. International borders were closed. Germany closed its borders. No one was allowed in or out of New Zealand. Has everyone forgotten that this happened? It was a full 3 years before travel restrictions eased up. During COVID, my friend messaged to tell me Moon Moon had passed away.
It is sad that in a lot of these instances, this YouTuber has to bring up a lot of obviously very totally understandably so touchy subjects. Like, she has to go into detail. She has to go into detail about a lot of things that she probably isn't comfortable talking about, and that is pretty sad, because she clearly does not want to, like, talk about this. I mean, I guess I shouldn't, like, speak for her, but I mean, these are uncomfortable things to talk about.
I rang her and we cried over the phone together. I was devastated then, and I still am now. Let me show you something. On our wall is this beautiful drawing of Moon Moon. Yes, that's a drawing that some wonderful friends online put together to have made and framed for me. It's very big. The artist is amazing. Like she captured her. Moon Moon had a heart murmur and was never going to live to be old. So no, for the nth time, I did not abandon my pets. I rehomed them. I am so tired of talking about this. This video was shot in New Zealand during a short trip there. Then I went back to Germany, and the animals were still with me when I was clearing out my flat. You can hear the birds in the background. Loved them. I made sure they were safe. Pets are family, and this is disgusting. F you all the way to the sun and back.
I saw a comment saying that Black Friday never swears. Once again, I am not someone who has watched Black Friday. I have probably honestly seen more videos from Riley, mainly because I'm not in the goth community. Completely understandable. But some of the viewers, and it got a lot of attention, were commenting how she never swears. Once again, not a full-time viewer, so don't know how true that is or anything, but they kind of were saying that to show, like, this is really affecting her. Like, she's just really obviously affected by this video because it is making her talk about things that she understandably does not want to talk about.
Freya's most recent alleged scamming scandal. Freya wanted an all-expenses-paid trip to Wave Gothic Treffen.
Dude, it's a random document. Who is this? Where is the credibility? Where is the credibility? Riley, you can't. Riley, you can't. You need credibility, Riley. You need credibility. What is this? Who is this? Who is typing this out? You can't just take some random document and run with it. Ah!
My documentary. All right, you daft bint. I am not and never have been a scammer. Why the hell would I compromise my entire career, all my friends, my entire following, just for a bit of money and partying? Also, wanting to show the beauty of goth and different ethnicities and cultures clearly backs up how racist I am.
Freya went to the festival and did some shaky filming on her phone to keep the backers fooled.
I laughed out loud when I read this. Shaky footage on my phone to keep up the pretense. Oh, you mean the hundreds of gigabytes of footage I shot on this cinema camera? I did zero partying, by the way. I went to these events not to go to the event, but to document the people at it. Duh.
You could have left your precious son back in New Zealand with his dad and sister, and
I brought my son because I was going to be away for a long time. He was still breastfeeding. He was only 1 and needed mummy.
So basically, Riley next claims that she didn't abandon her kids, but mistreated them. Mistreated her kids and kind of neglected them. I wouldn't say like we'll see soon, but basically like she was live streaming and she kind of just neglected her crying kid, as well as a few other things. That's mainly her next point. Once again, going off of a person with no credibility at all.
Barnaby could not have looked after both children on his own.
the habit of asking anyone on Facebook who will listen to babysit her child for free. Tried to leave her baby boy with strangers in different countries so that she could party.
And claiming that she left him with a stranger is insane. Like, if you're gonna make that claim, you better have evidence, because, like, and we'll get into Riley's apology soon, but Riley claims that she wanted to do a topic that's a little bit lighter than usual, and that's why she covered this. I feel like I'm going insane. Yeah, she doesn't claim that she's but, like, this topic isn't really that light. Like, it's, like, accusing her of a lot of very serious things, which, if they were true, and there was evidence to back them, totally valid. Make that video. call her out, but there just isn't any evidence for any of this. And I mean, I wouldn't say it's lighter, because once again, we'll look at the apology soon. It's not really lighter. Like, this isn't really lighter.
Babysitter thing. So in order to film Mary Luna, I drove all the way from Glasgow in Scotland to Hildesheim, Germany in one go, pausing to sleep for 2 hours in Dover. I got filming accreditation for Mary Luna, one of only 2 people granted this permission. I was on crutches. The trip cost a lot. Mary Luna does not allow children at the site. I organised a nice babysitter in Hildesheim via an agency, which had already been difficult, and at the last minute she had to pull out, and I was panicking. Without a sitter, the entire journey was for nothing, wasting funders' money. I asked online if anyone knew a babysitter while I flailed about with agencies searching for a replacement. I was not going to fob him off with a stranger. I was looking for an experienced, verifiable, vouched for proper babysitter, not just any random who was available. My son and all my children are the most important thing in the universe to me. I would literally die to save them. No way on God's green earth would I hand them over to someone if I had a flicker of doubt. I did find a great babysitter, 2 actually. It cost me about 600 euros. They sent me photo updates throughout the day. One was an early childhood education student, the other a retired doctor close to my accommodation. This is all bullshit.
Stream where she was getting paid to take liquor shots while her baby was crying in the background, and people in the chat were literally begging her to go tend to him.
You used another Reddit comment? You can't use snark Reddit comments as evidence. Some person, let me get this straight. Some person claimed this on Reddit, and that's the evidence? You don't have a clip? Riley, you cannot use a random Reddit comment as evidence.
I feel like this didn't happen. If my wee man was crying, I would not have just left him crying. I did drink and stream sometimes. I think someone watching started the "I'll give you a $5 if you take a shot of that" thing. It was a bit of fun because that gin is horrible neat and makes you go I've never actually been drunk in a stream, and I wouldn't get drunk if I was alone with my baby. I actually found the stream and the bit you're talking about, and guess what? That didn't happen. Okay, hang on. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to try and relax Monty. He's just woken up. He screams his head off every time he wakes up.
Yeah, newsflash, Redditors are chronically online. A lot of them are absolutely evil, and they, for some odd reason, take a weird satisfaction in just lying and harassing people until they go insane. Like, they're well known for that. I feel like that's common knowledge that you can't go off of some random Reddit comment. Like, if it was an opinion, maybe this isn't an opinion. This is stating something, and if you don't have proof to back that, you don't have any clip, then don't use it in your video.
It's almost
it's a pretty
like
serious claim.
everything I've ever said is valid.
And we're like with the baby, like that's a serious claim. And if you don't have any evidence, and I'm sorry, like I don't want to seem condescending. Once again, I've made mistakes, like I've done such stupid things, but like you can't use a random Reddit comment.
1 moment, please. Oh, man. Just for the sake of spite, I might do a gin o'clock stream next week. And this gin is nice to drink neat. Cheers. As for my fake documentary scam, I recently shared a sample reel on social media. I've kept that reel unlisted in order to not compromise entry into future film competitions. But bugger it, if you need proof, I will publish it publicly, so you can see a tiny sample of what I did. I am currently trying to get funding or any further help to continue with the film. Yes, it's real, and I don't want to do it on my own. I want crew and helpers, but I want to be able to pay them. I busted my ass in 2024 on that project. 2025 was a total write-off owing to troubles with my mother, a house, miscarriages, Severine being ill a lot, my being pregnant and my being in hospital a lot. Obviously, since having a baby and 2 toddlers, I've had no time to do anything else. I've picked up the film again and it's moving ahead. I have said multiple times that it's going to take longer than I hoped.
Calling the people who helped finance your supposed documentary bitches and telling them to f*** off.
I wasn't calling the supporters bitches or telling them to f*** off.
I also joined the campaign and stupidly gave her money and was called a cunt, amongst other things.
This person is lying. He is not a supporter. His name is not among the list of backers. He antagonizes me on Facebook all the time. I probably did call him a stupid cunt because he was being one. Supporters all got access to a Discord group where they can see what I'm doing.
Deleting comments, which she tends to do when met with criticism.
And I don't delete comments on...
And hot take, if she is deleting comments, it's a free world. Like, yeah, I get, like, with the whole Mr. Beast controversy, I get, like, especially if you're, like, being exposed for something, but, like, this is kind of a controversial opinion. I've always had it. I've said it in past videos. If it's your channel and someone's saying something rude about you, if you want to delete the comment,
cancelled suddenly and postponed to an unknown date. Months later, it was a very minor surgery. Adenoidectomy, grommets put in, and maybe some tissue adjusted at the back of her throat. Barnaby took her in for it long after I'd gone overseas. I was on the video phone while they put her to sleep. It all went fine. During healing, she developed a cold. The coughing caused the surgical site to tear in her sleep. Barnaby went to get her up, immediately called an ambulance when he saw blood, and then called me. And I was on speaker on video phone at the hospital so I could talk to all the doctors and nurses and see what was happening. They kept assuring me she was okay.
Okay, so this one is also another incident where she has to talk about something that she really doesn't want to in order to clear up this.
That I needn't worry, but I was losing my mind. She was awake and lucid and hadn't actually lost much blood despite how bad it looked. Do you honestly think I didn't care? I was beside myself. I couldn't sleep. That's my baby. If I'd flown back to New Zealand, it would have taken days, cost thousands of dollars, and made zero difference. Further needed doing, and it healed up on its own. Her breathing issue has greatly improved, by the way.
MAGA mommy. Dear old Karen. Karen is kind of deranged and harasses people online. Her mom made many lives a living hell, including mine. She's a toxic woman, and I wish I never came in contact with her.
Okay, so this is another case of her mom did something, so therefore it's her fault. Like, I'm confused. Like, if my mom was MAGA, what am I supposed to do about it? Like, the only thing I can do is not be MAGA myself. And as you guys know, I'm obviously not MAGA. Like, how is that your fault? Like, once again, hate to compare it to something else, but the Calagera sisters, their mom liked a Trump post, and everyone said they were Trump supporters. Like, I'm sorry, parents do crazy things. Some people have terrible parents. How is that her fault? Like, how is that her problem? Does that make her MAGA? Where's the link? Where's the problem? Like, I'm confused. That's on the mom. That's not on her daughter.
Let's talk about my mother. I no longer speak to my mother, and I never will again. We made the necessary decision to cut her from our lives. She has not met our new baby and never will. She has no access to our children. It's a heavy subject, so I'll keep it brief here and expound on it further for Patreon perhaps. We bought a house together with her at the end of 2024. I did not want to do it. She's not used to living with others, but she was determined to do it. She insisted it would be fine. It wasn't. 6 months she lived with us. It was so awful that after only 6 months we packed our stuff and legged it to a rental house where I currently am. If you look up literally anything about a narcissistic parent, that describes her.
Like, this is really, really heartbreaking because people on the internet are unhinged. Clearly, she has a lot of very unhinged, obsessed haters that are just making up things. And of course, like, I just hate that she has to be, like, she has to talk about this stuff because of this. Like, she has to clear up her name. Like, she has to bring up such stuff that she should never have to bring up. And that is pretty
Reddit.
devastating.
My time is
With
coming,
uncanny
you guys.
accuracy. I had to get the children
My
away
time
from
is
that toxic
coming.
environment. She has
More
always
and
told the
more
world that I'm
people
her shining star, and she
are
couldn't be more
realizing
proud
how
of me, but the
fucking
way she treated
retarded
me
you
behind
all
closed
are.
doors was not
Not
that
you,
at all.
but the
Long
people
story
on Reddit.
short, I had to
The
report
women
her to
who've
the
been
police
stalking
family
me
harm
for the
unit.
last
One more
fucking
incident,
7 years.
and a protection notice was going to be issued to her. She does not know this. There was so much that was so bad in that 6-month period. I wouldn't even know where to begin recounting it. I have hours of audio recordings to evidence all the screaming, lying, extreme gaslighting, emotional abuse, endless criticism, threats, and violent outbursts.
And once again, like, I kind of wish that I could directly, like, ask even Riley this or whoever also made this document. How is that her fault? Like, can you please explain to me how what her mom has done is her fault? My guess is they'd say that she still supports her mom. I don't really know. It's just like, what? Where's the connection here? Like, come on.
She's always been a small doses person, but in recent years, something has changed, and I don't know what. She would sit there all day scrolling reels and watching videos about Trump and America and started believing all these crazy conspiracy theories. The sound of these videos just humming along in the background. She's never even been to America, yet believes she has all this insider knowledge. I haven't spoken to her since like June or July last year. She sold that house. Barnaby lost loads of money. We decided we'd rather be paying rent and be broke than be that.
Riley's video was about 2 hours. She was able to break it down in about 30 minutes. Riley claims in a community tab that she wasn't online, she was taking a break, and that's why she didn't see this. So she did end up uploading an apology. It has about 70,000 views, 2,000 likes, 4,000 comments. People are not happy, and we're going to be looking at that because, you know, maybe it's a good apology, maybe it's a bad apology.
Coming on here to respond to, and more importantly, apologize to a creator known as It's Black Friday, aka Freya,
Hi,
for a deep dive
Sissy.
video I made on her on May 15th of this year. This video
You
honestly
should get
have never been
get
made.
rug
I
making
do not
stuff.
have
Start
anything
with latch
personally.
hook. Start with latch hook, or what is it called? Poke. Can't remember what it's called. My brain wants to say stick and poke, but that's tattoo. Punch needle. Start off with punch needle or latch hook. It's a great place to start. Really cheap. You'll see if you like it or not. If you do, you can get more advanced, do more advanced things. But latch hook will occupy your hands for a long time. Sissy, we're moving in 4 days, 2 days, 3 days. The 15th. I gotta call and get my electricity hooked up at my new house. No. Are you in this chat right now? My love, are you in here, girl? Woo! My best friend just texted me with some tea. I wish I could tell you guys, but I can't. No, I can't lose a piece of chocolate on the floor. God damn, that's a big piece of chocolate. I would have. Oh yeah, you mentioned that overtime pay. As soon as you mentioned that overtime pay, I can corporate starts listening. I'll get the garbage Sunday night. What day? What day is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? 12, 13, 14, 15. I just realized the 15th is Monday, so I'll come get your garbage before I head into town. Exclamation point. Thank you so much for being so flexible and letting me take care of everything. Exclamation point. I just love you so much. First of all, holy crap, that email is incredible. You did a wonderful job hitting all of the points that matter the most. And I'm telling you, girl, as soon as I read that part about taking overtime, that's gonna get their attention. LOL. Yeah, you did a really good job. Probably shit's gonna hit the fan, so prepare for that. But also know that if for any reason you get fired, comma, you can sue them. Exclamation point. Now you've made an official move. There'll be a paper trail. You know me, I have not started packing yet. I'm just working every day and then making rugs in the evening. I will wait till the last minute, rent a U-Haul, and just do it all in one day. Pack and move all in one shot. I gotta close some windows. times you need to be fed a day? You're lying. You're not hungry. You just want food. Yeah, I know. I know. You always want food. You have food right here. Right there. Right there. You got dry food. You don't need no more wet food. Ow! I just pulled my own hair. You need food like you need a hole in the head. Here, have a treat instead. Fatty, fatty, 2x4. Here, you need to take your vitamins too. Make sure you eat your vitamins too. Fatty, fatty, 2x4. Can't get through the bathroom door. That's my cat. I really don't feel like doing any more rug making tonight, but I think I'm pretty much done. You're in here. Oh, good. Okay, good. And you're 100% sure? I was trying to remain kind of somewhat anonymous. You should have seen it. You should have seen my facial expressions while I was reading that. That's some juice, girl. That is some juice. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you mentioned that, the taking overtime or whatever, that's gonna get their attention. For sure. For sure. What is that? What Discord is that? Some garbage. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, come on, guy. Someone kick this guy out of the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna have to block you. Oh, I hate Discord. Hey, it's funny. The thumbnail on my Patreon changed. I'm in my Discord, but the link still shows like the old stuff, but it's just funny how the thumbnail changed. Who just ripped a fart? Yeah, of course there's gonna be shit on camera. Dude, this video, listen, the video I'm watching right now that I was watching here before, it's funny, they were talking about, they're like, you never just take Reddit comments, or you never listen to like snark people from Reddit to make an expose video. Those people are unhinged, they're chronically online, they've got bizarre parasocial relationships. It's a girl who's a content, you know, she's got like 400,000 subscribers, this girl who made this video I'm watching right now. And she's like, you never read the emails from people saying, oh my God, have you heard about blah, 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 with all this evidence? You know, you just don't really, you know, feed into that. Most of the times when you do, you find out that, oh, actually, this is just some unhinged person who's, for whatever reason, decided to hate this person for no reason. And I was just like, oh my God, it's just so refreshing to hear, like, just like, it's like just common knowledge that Redditors are like losers, chronically online, especially like the snark Redditors. And, you know, the girl said here that, you know, they do that to emotionally break people and like just destroy their lives or whatever. And like, they just have never been able to do that to me. You know, they have never been able to like break me at any point. Like, I was going through shit in my that even without those people ever doing anything, I was already going through a hard time, and I was already like at my maximum stress. At no point did anything they ever do, like, none of their attempts ever, like, it's crazy because it's really true that no weapon formed against me shall ever prosper. And I feel so very, like, highly favored and highly blessed, because every single action that the stalkers tried to utilize in order to do me harm, literally every single tactic only led me to, like, a better like these people single-handedly removed every single fake friend, every single manipulative, toxic person that was, like, in my, at least, you know, somewhat of a layer close to me, like, not just necessarily like online, but like someone who I knew in real life, or like that interacted with me, or that I even considered to be my friend. Like, they single-handedly got rid of all of those people in my life. I could not do that for myself. This is like, it's like so crazy to think about how hard these people have tried to do me harm, and the lengths that have been gone to in order to try to like hurt me in some way. But it's like every single time they like throw darts in the middle of the air, the darts turn into like butterfly wings, and then I just get like little kisses from butterfly wings as it blows by me, you know, because, you know, when things tickle your face suddenly, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's not pleasant. A tickle ain't pleasant. I don't like it. Stop. Ugh, thank God that's gone. You know? That's what it's like. And it's wild to think, like, how blessed I am and how grateful I am. Like, these people hired people, allegedly, to come to my home and assault me. A group of men. Okay? And I, by the complete and total utter coincidence of God, my solar power thing that I was fixing or whatever didn't work. And so I had no I had no power. So I was gonna have to, like, leave that day. And it's just crazy how that happened. How if it had worked, if fixing my solar panel had worked, I would have been there that day. But only because the thing that I had bought to fix my thing didn't work, that made me not there. And it's just so crazy to think that I thought what was happening to me, that the solar power thing not working, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I thought that my whole life was like all of a sudden collapsing out of nowhere, and it was like, oh wow, just I'm fucked. Like, I'm gonna have to go live in a fucking tent or something. Like, what am I gonna do? And I had already been kind of thinking about leaving the property, and like talking even to you about how, like, you know, I've got to get out of here. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't make money. I don't, you know, there's just so many like hurdles to like overcome. But God took all of those hurdles away and was just like, you're getting out right now. Boom, gone. And then I had to leave. And the very next night, that very night or whatever, that night, the men went to my house and like were looking for me. And it's so fucking crazy to think that I was like plucked out of there. I thought what was happening to me was bad, but it was actually the only way that I could, like, I was being forced out, basically, by God, because I wasn't catching on to any of the other ways that I was being led to, you know, go. It was crazy. But it's crazy to think how far and like yet not far I've come at the same time. Like, it's like I got all my skin ripped off and then I had to heal from that. And so now, like, I don't feel quite as sensitive, and I'm a completely, like, because my skin got ripped all off, I am technically an entirely new person. Because it's all new, you know? Everything got, like, road rashed off and just, like... So, I feel like a completely new version of myself, but, like, in the absolute best way possible. That's what's bothering me. Okay. I've been trying to wonder what's bothering me this whole time, but it's... There's, like, metallic fucking threads in this chair, and it's stabbing my legs. And it's driving me bonkers. Oh, man. Did I show you? Are you still in here, Kristen? Did you see one of Elliot's birthday gifts? I made him Herbie. Oops. Herbie. And then I made him, I'm still working on these other ones, but I gotta cut the back off this one still, but I made him some bowling pin name tags and some bowling pin rugs so that he can, like, you know, put them on his desk or something. He could put, like, stuff on his desk because I got him a desk for his birthday as well. It's pretty exciting. I gotta go get some furniture from some neighbors here soon once I get settled. Oh yeah, I need to fucking mail out that cat portrait. I keep forgetting to mail it. I need to mail that out. I should message the dude. Also, I'm gonna do a portrait for Kim. I'm gonna do Doberman. Orly, is that you? Are you coming in? I think his hips are bothering him. It's like such perfect timing that we're moving because he's like tired of jumping inside the bus. I stabbed the shit out of my elbow yesterday on the spikes right here. It fucking sucked. Okay, should I project the Doberman or should I wait to try and do it until after I move? I think I'm gonna project the Doberman. Let's get to work. I'm gonna go pee and then we're gonna put, yeah, that is my dog. Hold on, let me go get my dog first. Come on, dude. Come on. You want some pizza? Look what I got. Look, I got this for you. Go inside, come on. Come on. Come on, I get some pizza. Right here. All right, go. Hey, got some pizzas. Money, no. Orly, watch out. Here, let me open you up. Come on, Money, let me get you some treats. FaceTime audio, Grandpa Josh. Okay, let me call my kid, go pee, I'll be right back. Okay, done with bedtime. Okay. I don't feel like projecting right now. If I project it, then what if I have to take it down? You good? I'll open the window, get you some air. Now it's kind of hot in here. Now that everybody's in here. Okay, well that looks much better anyway. Yup. Astute observation, sir. I just finished carving my son's birthday rugs. It's his birthday. He had some special requests, and I made the bowling pins on my own. I just know he'll like it. It's out of the way. Let's move you out of the way now. There you go. I'm done for today. I got a lot done. Did I go to work today? No, I had a doctor's appointment. Oh God, I had to drive all the way to bumfuck Egypt. Go to my doctor's appointment. I forgot about that. Yeah. So I'm done for the day. I've accomplished many things. And I feel like I'm at my limit for accomplishments this day. It's time to Go prone. I don't often get to be in the prone position, so the moments that I can, I'm going to take advantage of it. Had to go. This one's yeah. So punch needle is different than what I'm doing. I have a big machine, and my machine is a cut pile. I have my machine can do loop or cut pile. It's called the Duo. I just got another machine that's coming right now in the mail. It's like a quieter machine, supposedly. I was gonna get the Gecko, but they're sold out, so I couldn't get it. So I had to fucking find, while I had the ability to upgrade a little bit, I had to do it. You know, I had to find what I could. So I found a comparable made by the same company that makes the one I use now. So hopefully it'll be all right. Hopefully I won't get shocked anymore, because I get shocked in the face and in the titty by my machine sometimes. So that's not fun. But I guess they're known for throwing sparks, which is the thing. But yeah, so I'll probably end up using the other machine, because I think the other machine is a much higher pile. The one that I have right now is a short pile. I accidentally got low pile instead of medium, which is what I meant to do. So yeah, it's fun. I really love it. And I already had like everything that I needed. Like I already had an Apple Pencil. I already had the tablet and Procreate, so I could, you know, figure out my patterns. I got a projector for like really cheap, like $40, and you can just project whatever you draw on Procreate onto the canvas and then trace it with a marker, and then boom, you can make a carbon copy of whatever you draw. So it's pretty cool. Very happy with it. Anyway, I'm gonna skedaddle. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah.